Taego it is.
If they had more utility, they might have done even more in that first game. But anyway, let's get to it. Time to Taego here for the last time of the Grand Finals for the Esports World Cup.
Here we go, moving in. We will be at the halfway point for the day, the last day of Grand Finals. With this, we will just have 3 more maps remaining. Taego going to be big for so many of these squads. Just a couple of points away. It is so neck and neck at the top for them.
It is, and you know, I think they brought up a great point is despite the fact that Sonics have just gone back-to-back with wins, FaZe has lit things up so far today. They are only 6 points behind at this point, and you know, if you're Sonics, you can't rest on your laurels. You have to get back into this thing. You have to keep going. You have to keep going for those points, playing aggressively, and trying to get everything. Take your destiny into your own hands, as it were.
Yeah, and this has got to be it, right? This is the day. This is the time. We've been having some chaos, having to navigate how the maps have been moving in with everything, and specifically very heavy early game firefights outside of today. Today has been a lot more quiet. You can see that it's really been just a focus in on, okay, let's try to keep our members up, let's try to go for it, but this is usually whenever that changes. This is the, okay, we've got to get kills, we've got to make something happen, we've got to make sure that we take control over everything, and if you're going to do it, Taego is a great map to do it on.
Yeah, we've seen a number of players that have really stepped up and shown out today, and just let them know that they are more than up to the task of this final. Oh my goodness! All right, let's go.
What are we looking at? Let's
all the way to the south. We haven't seen a swamp circle in a while. Let's make the last one here.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get some more water. Water is the theme of our circle, so it had to happen sooner or later, right? So got ourselves some fun to work around. Everybody that's going to be into the northeast or northwestern island itself. It's going to be Danoa as well as Tiamba and Freaks. Going to have some trouble. Oh, also in Sonics, they're grabbing some vehicles, but that doesn't count. This is a spicy circle because what we've got the swamp itself, a lot of space. Yes, teams can go there, but it doesn't support a lot. The hillsides are already taken kind of by Falcons. We've got Hosan. That is very strong, but good luck. Only 1 or 2 teams will be able to get their max. This is a very open circle.
Yeah, I think, you know, eyes got to be on BB Team and Na'Vi here. They have dead center circle position, really. They have their choice of where they want to set up, where they want to play this one out. And they are 2 teams that, if they can get one good game, one big game, they can get that ball rolling. They could get back in the conversation here for the top of the lobby.
Oh, especially moving to the fact that we've now got Taego, Rondo that we're going to be looking in. Cerberus, they're just going to go ahead and juke down away from that one. BB Team, as you were just talking about 1 moment ago, it looks like they're already shifting in. There's a couple of very strong points that you can play from, and I like this compression, and that's why you saw Cerberus being kind of shoot away from this point. Yeah. This is going to be a very big focal point, as you have to assume that this compound that we're seeing the Vi4 position over with BB Team is going to be in the circle for quite a while. A lot of the other control points already kind of taken specifically by Falcons to the south of them.
Well, it's also one of the few spots that's really, really good for a 2-2 split, right?
Yeah.
Where you can still easily defend each other and kind of do that execute zone control. So immediately taking that, and good on them for doing so.
I also want to talk about, yes, we've been talking about the top a lot, but look where we're at whenever we look at 17 gaming all the way down to, like, I mean, even down to Cerberus, really. That's about a game's difference if you have a big enough game to look in.
Oh, Cerberus.
We've got several teams all stacked up together. I like this. Cerberus says, no, this is a strong compound. We need it. We need something big, and we've got to make it happen. Big shots going to come out, though. It's going to be Spiro yet again, making some big plays for his squad, defending up.
And this is exactly what we were talking about. This 2-2 split, easily able to be defended by each other. So the other 2 immediately over here and providing some support.
Day trade hears this. They're looking in. Are they going to go for the third party? A doozy needs to finish this one quick. Goes for a spray.
Đi qua phải được không anh? Phải, đi qua phải. Bên trái 2 thằng thôi. Nó lót trên máy. Anh vô cái rồi. Ra sau nhà đi nhá. Ra sau nhà đi qua bên kia. Nó lúc nhà trái luôn. Ngồi im đi. Từ anh em. Đại đi. Một nhà phải với một nhà trái. À cứu á. Nó cứu nhà trái rồi. Hải qua đây được không? Vũ. Đây. Có kêu một nhá. Đi anh em. Lá nè, vào. Chết, bắn tung một nha. Bắn công. Hỏi nhau bên kia nha. Kéo nhau kia, từ nó. Từ hai bắn. Hỏi nhau bên kia. Từ chứ. Lắm nè. Cô ơi. Nhẹ. Từ thôi. Ủa vậy?
Cerberus in some trouble. As you can see, it is just Hemas, last one up. He wants to get Duck Mai back in. BB team, just a great job. Beautiful defensive line that has been set up. We also saw emergency pickup, a couple of fun, interesting things that were going on. Are we going to see BB team make a hard push for this, a concerted effort? Looks like they have decided they've got shotguns in hand. Hemas cannot commit. Duck Mai is as good as dead inside of that position. So now, dancing around the outside, it's going to be, of course, Spiro spots it, goes for the shots, and that is going to be the conclusion. BB team rewarded. Day trade just to the east, can't find an angle.
Absolutely huge for BB team here. And while this fight was going on, Na'Vi managed to get in a fight with Tiamba. They wiped them. They keep all 4 members alive, so that's 4 kills for them as well. A number of other fights going on across the map as the Expendables trying to make their way in. They get a little bit too close to Petrichor Road, and they are going to lose at least 1, possibly 2. Yep, that's going to be 2.
Oh, I mean, a couple of teams just trying to breach in right now. 17 Gaming having to contend with Petrichor Road just to the south of them. Day Trade already also in point. Nobody really wanting to play too far to the northwest, just given how the circle's going to line in. Everybody feeling that the circle's going to push more north of Songhan, assuming that that's going to be a benefit for it. TSM specifically moved in along the coastline just to the southwest to really get control over their 17 Gaming. Let's see, taking those peppering shots back into what's going to be going on Petrichor Road in their compound, but trying to eye, okay, is the high ground more beneficial? Is the compound? This is a squad that we know can make a lot of very interesting and dynamic plays, but not making a commitment into anything just yet.
Well, you look at if you look at the map overall, there's still 4 teams that are still working their way in, but everybody else just congregating in the center part of this zone. Nothing, nobody really hanging out on the edges to the west, north, or east. Obviously the south in the water, but we have a couple of teams that are actually playing closer to the coastline in TSM and Na'Vi.
Sonics has also made this really interesting rotation. They're the only ones that are playing over into the northwest, so they can kind of sneak in. With this, we have Danawa, AGG, Valley Tai are only teams that really haven't made the move in yet. So with Navi's position just kind of southeast of Hosan Prison, they're going to be along over here next to TSM, but this is really, really comfortable, all considered over here for both of those squads.
We see Suju looking off in the distance. He's got Petrichor Road right behind him. I think he knows about it, and the rest of his boys off to the north, and yeah, they're just going to make sure that he's able to get out of there pretty free and easy, and it looks like he should be able to do just that. Now, these guys are one of our northernmost teams. Now, they are still fairly centered, but Danawa is heading down in that direction. AGG also heading that way as well. So we'll have to see how deep Danawa, AGG, Sonics, and Valley Tai, our late arrivers, decide to try to push in towards the center here.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Danawa do a stop-off at the top of this hill to kind of scout around.
Do just that. Now, these guys are one of our northernmost teams. Now, they are still fairly centered, but Danawa is heading down in that direction. AGG also heading that way as well. So we'll have to see how deep Danawa, AGG, Sonics, and Valley Tai, our late arrivers, decide to try to push in towards the center here.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Danawa do a stop-off at the top of this hill to kind of scout around. Hosan is just to the south of it, and that's kind of created a different bottleneck over into east or west. 17 Gaming is dancing around the eastern one where AGG is making their approach. So Danawa should have a safer path in, not too much else that they have to contend with. I'm much more concerned about the AGG approach.
We have a look at AGG as 17 left their previous position. They're still kind of moving around right in front of them. Sapal might be spotting them out right now as he is the spearhead. Yep. And it looks like AGG stopped down for a little bit here, and they'll just play the edge. That's probably the best play.
Oh, got to be careful. I mean, 17 can't find too much. They finally found a compound over to the east, but it feels like it's not where they want to go to. So they have left Suju behind, and with Suju being behind, he's kind of the odd man out in situation. I almost feel like maybe he's going to be going for an anchor off of this. That means he is heavily outnumbered in that position. Freaks are going to be just full-on hunkered defense and very strong compound for the circle.
Tower defense for them is a few shots sent over towards the north, and Danawa, as Danawa has finally arrived there just north of Hosan, still kind of playing around in the hills. Still moving around, though. It doesn't look like they're completely settled just yet. 17. Oh, they're going to spot out Zest as AGG continuing to try to probe a little farther into the zone to see if they can find the next thing. Zest will take a few shots in his back, but will survive, and they will now know that there's a team in front of them.
I don't know if it was AGG Zest so much probing or getting probed by all those bullets that were coming after him.
A little bit of both.
Yeah,
Column A,
yeah.
little column B.
So let's see how the lay of the land happens after this new circle in just a few
How
seconds.
bad
You
is
can
this
see
gonna be?
everybody going to be, I mean, it has to go over into the northeast,
Oh,
right? It
but it
has
doesn't.
to. Yes. Okay. Expected. Sonic's odd team out, also AGG.
That's about as good of a circle as everybody could hope for here. Didn't troll anybody, didn't try to stick to the south and include a whole bunch of water in it still. So pretty much everybody already in, and most teams actually staying in the compounds that they previously were occupied. One of the teams not staying, though, is Donawa, as they're going to try to make their way through day trades, 2-2 split. TSM also on the move here. Sonic's on the move as well. So there's going to be just a few teams that are trying to make rotations through this while everybody else is just set up.
This is a game of fortified hillsides. You got to bring your cars in. You got to set up some fortifications and good positionings. Looks like TSM already managed to get a point pushed off the BB team, who we saw already having a great game to kick this one off. Sonic's still being gate kept out over into the west of it. Everybody has been leaning very far north in this. Pretty much everybody north of the 50% of this one, except for Valley-Tai, Falcons, BB team, and Na'Vi. Sonics, with their lack of opportunity to make a move into the circle, could eyes over into, I would say, the swamp area. But Freaks, AGG also having some trouble finding a path in. And with territory going so quickly, you're going to have to do a long wrap around, or either, I mean, make a commitment into Hosan or Songam.
Yeah, AGG continuing to wrap down on that eastern side, and it looks like KDF going to go from the northwest. They're going to continue to wrap around on the north. They're going to go around Hosan, try to make their way in. Sonics will try to come in from that western side, but got gate kept by Na'Vi, so they will be making their way through Swamp. That's going to be the safe play for the time being, as you see them doing so right now. Now, Day Trade is going to be the next thing that's in front of them, but Day Trade has a very wide split. Everybody in their own little compound. It's a 1-1-1-1 all the way up to Hosan. So if Belmont starts taking shots over here and Sonic's kind of figure out what's going on, that might open up a door.
Just saw what happened to the Expendables there in the kill feed. My brain hurt for just a second. I was trying to figure out what was exactly going on there. So Sonics, they do get this compound. We've seen a lot of movement around this compound. There's a couple of crates already laying around, probably already been ravaged though. See, AGG still just dancing around over here into the east. Don't want to get too close to 17. It's been these two teams kind of jockeying up against each other for a while, but we're about to get that that catalyst team coming in, and it's going to be the Freaks, as they are looking like they've got their eyes right into 17's compound position, taking some shots in, and they're not going to have any real options. They're going to have to go through one of these two teams or maybe Petrichor Road.
Yeah, you can see Xiaowu was actually in the compound. He started shooting before he could even see the Freaks, as he was just peacocking a little bit. And fortunately for them, it's going to work. So Freaks will pull back off to the north, and they will let Xiaowu and 17 maintain control over that compound. AGG, though, they still have angles onto this. They're going to be taking some shots from range. Nobody really getting right up into each other's faces just yet, but might be more of a symptom of the fact that we're down to 51 alive, only 13 teams left to play. So still a lot of space rather for a lot of these teams to occupy.
I'm starting to get a bit worried for the Freaks, given how much they've been having to drive around and what their gas situation is probably looking like.
Well, they got a lot of information right now.
True.
They got a lot of intel. They know, hey, like when we're up here in the northeast next to Hosan, we're not getting shot at. When we go anywhere else, we are getting shot at. So this seems like a perfectly safe place to play right now.
Hosan, cross your fingers that it goes north, as we are about to see where that circle does indeed go. Valley-Tai has a strong position down to the south, but they're going to need to collapse real quick if the circle pops that direction, and it does. What is the option that Valley-Tai goes with? Do they try to control all of this? Because I feel like that's just going to get your members picked apart.
You got to, and none of them in vehicles yet. So I mean, you can see them shooting around, trying to peacock a little bit, but man, that is ambitious, hoping that you can hold on to that four-way split and all those compounds as Falcons take a few shots towards TSM as they make their way through. Some might land, but no knocks coming through as Falcons still have that school. We'll see if they decide to stay there. They are on the very, very western edge of this zone.
Okay, TSM just decided to bypass everything that's going on, and they went right into the middle of all of Valley Tide. If Valley Tide opts into collapsing, it could be a big problem, but they're trying to regroup. Latte is going to be passing right in front of TSM. It's going to be a shack that we see them choose to stop off at. 17 Gaming also finding a home just a bit more into the north. Unique is going to get a knock, but cannot get the entirety of the flush. The other two members for TSM have shifted down to the south, so with TSM getting shot from that angle, they should be able to feed that, and the other two members for TSM might opt to come after Unique, but I don't know. It looks like they're going to slow play this one.
Yeah, it looks like TSM just pulled away here as Kiss just going to go ahead and send it, and that's going to be a nicely placed blue zone grenade. We'll get the re-knock on Purdy Curdy, but yeah, no support coming from the other duo of TSM. It looks like they might just be giving this one up.
Not too many more options they can play from. Denied. You did not make it into the window. So it is going to be Curdy going
he heals
down.
through it.
Does manage to survive, so at least one here. Both just trying to get some more. Nope. Returning utility. Oh, got to be careful around that car, though. It's going to be sparking. Yes, they do step in. They want to make sure that they rescue their teammates, at least one of them. So going to be able to pick up something out of it. Gets the flush. With this, a lot of information now fed over. Remember, they knew that this person here was not the one going for the throwable, so the retreat had to come after it. Do they go after Luke? Because that is a risky push to go, especially whenever Navi is creeping up back behind him.
Well, Valley Tide have retreated back to their compound. I mean, why wouldn't you? They're dead center circle. They just lost Unique, so let's keep 3 up. Meanwhile, Navi and Sonics running into each other in rotation on the very southern side. They'll find Sosed. The rest of the team for Navi is already in zone, but they're still in vehicles, and now they're heading it back down towards the south, trying to get themselves into position to maybe gatekeep what's left of Sonics here.
Oh, this is so interesting. Navi already jumped inside the cars, like you said, moved to gatekeep, but off to the left of how Sonics are wanting to approach, it's going to be Day Trade. Day Trade's already kind of being held out by where we see BB team. Both teams wanting to go after this compound, one getting to the north, one getting to the south. So that relent and what's going on with BB team and Day Trade rotating at roughly the same time is the only reason Sonics aren't in a crossfire.
And Day Trade, they've got half of their squad paying attention to BB team here, and one player, Belma, actually 2 players from Day Trade keeping eyes on Sonics and Navi. So Day Trade with a little bit of a split focus here, while all of BB team is looking over towards Day Trade to see if they can get that initial knock. Thanadol, the first one there. He's going to be playing in that high grass right next to the wall. He's got to boost up, but not going to get spotted by BB team.
BB team has been making some big plays, mostly off of Spiro and a couple of big movements that he's been able to do. Circle pops, Petrichor Road, Valley Tie in there, regroup strong. And yes, you can see that TSM did get the res on to Luke 17, also inside the circle. North going to be a bit spicy, as you can see FaZe can't quite find a way into the circle due to the lineup coming up from Falcons as well as Donovan. This patience on Thanadol right now, just waiting. He wants more of them to line in. He wants them to step in. You can see it's kind of red. Spiro doesn't want to overpeak this, does get spotted. Who's going to go trigger first? It's going to be Thanadol with easier shots.
Badoozy right off to his side, though, and that's a nice spray from him. He'll get him. And that'll be Thanadol going down. Hasn't been flushed just yet. BB team send Phil first over to try to provide some support. But Belmoth, they know exactly where he is. He's going to try to find them as H-Win, and what's left of Sonic's going to try to take the fight back to Navi, but Diffix on the clock. He'll find one. Tiggleton, though, will get the trade.
Just got to fight your way into this when there are no other options. Back up against the blue zone, you've got to make some moves. You've got to go for the sprays. They're going to commit in. They know every single point matters. They've got FaZe that's tailing right back behind them, but FaZe having the exact same problem over into the north. They've got Donovan that they're contending up against 2 Sonics. You can see making sure to scan that horizon as much as possible, rotating around. There's the other duo for Navi up to the north. Yeah, they can path over here, but they're going to have to go around Song Am, and even if they do, that's going to put them into AGG and 17's lines.
It's going to be a rough one. Oh, yeah. Do a kickflip. As we check back in with FaZe, as they find themselves pushing right up into... They're actually sending 2 to go take this fight with Freaks. And they've left some support from Gustav and Corexi from range, but they've been spotted out by Bean. So Freaks trying to come up with an idea here of how to approach this situation. It looks like the plan is going to be just get into vehicles and get on out. And let's take a listen into what FaZe has to say.
We're just stuck in the track to another.
They're driving away from us.
Yeah.
They drove full east. We're good. You're resetting?
We have no
We
cars,
stopped
no
full
smoke.
open on 75. You can see us. Come instant behind the car.
Where?
On a blow. Blow is up.
Tex,
Tex, we need to get to Donovan to nade them. I have nades now.
Yeah, I have no smokes, bro. So
So I'm throwing one smoking forward and we run and nade them, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the rock front of
we
you
need
now.
more than one. We're full open.
Yeah, we need to nade Donovan and kill them. It's our only play here, guys. You guys might have to drive in while me and Flex run.
FaZe with limited options to try to navigate Danawa just to the south. Even Falcons taking some shots in. The only benefit on this directed approach to the south is that Danawa is running a 3-1 with Anonix much further down to that position to the south, trying to make sure that he's playing more of an anchor. Freaks have vision what's going on over here. There's no defended angles that really FaZe can commit into. If they look one direction, they're just getting picked apart from the other one. So that's why they're trying to put this hillside in between them and Freaks, but that's just opened it up to Danawa.
With Danawa taking 2 knocks, though, that's going to open up a door, and you know the FaZe clan is watching the kill feed on that one. They're going to push right into Deal. Corexy going to be the one that goes forward. He's going to find no Deal, more than up to the task. He'll find the first knock onto Corexy and get the flush.
Gustav can't even make the move, but look, Freaks hear it. They realize that they can do the exact same thing. They're making their shift down into this point. Gustav gets it down onto Guman, and he has to defend up against all the Freaks. Throwable's now coming out.
Ooh.
His car gets bounced by it. He takes a ton of damage, trying to cling to life. This is the second place team. They want more points. They want to survive in, but all of the Freaks are coming after them. Can't even maneuver. There's nowhere to go.
Danawa going to be the one that gets the last kill there. FaZe going out in 12th as the rest of the lobby will see that, and they will know that they can now try to climb up a little bit higher. Guman still knocked, has not been flushed, should be resable, and it looks like that is exactly what they're doing right now. Danawa, Deal, what a survivalist right now as they continue to hold off 2 fronts. They hold off FaZe, now they're going to have to hold off Freaks, and meanwhile, they're still getting shot in the back from Falcons.
East is a big problem right now. The weakened Sonics are also trying to make an approach into this one. They've got AGG just in the north. They managed to take down some PAL, but TSM's trying to hold them back. Don't forget about TSM's Hackatory. TSM and Hackatory is what I meant to say, trying to hold up the hillside. So you can see Falcons just got a good angle into what's going on in this dip. They want to make sure that they get the kills. Their focus is on Danawa right now as the Freaks are trying to maneuver in. They want a couple of kills of their own. They're going to send Bean in just to try to see if he can go on a hunt, try to knock out, see if he can get an angle into this one as well. Throwable's coming up, but it's going to be Petrichor that gets an angle into what's going to be going on with the Freaks as they're trying to position around Danawa. It's just everybody seeming like vultures circling around, trying to pick off Danawa, getting the points that they can, and it's going to be split all over the place.
Danawa will go down in the end. Falcons, though, still have their eyes focused over onto Freaks as the shots continue to come out, but Salute will find the knock on the Snakers as Na'Vi will get eliminated by Flash.
Okay, what do? You don't have time. You can see that Falcons cannot commit into a res. Freaks off of that reposition away from Danawa do manage to gatekeep out. So it's just an exchange of firefight. Sonics also being firmly gatekept right now. They don't have a way in. They don't have a lot of big options. It's just Kickstart now, really the last one up, and Day Trade's probably about to find them in any given second. So big opportunities for TSM, Petrichor Road, Day Trade, and Freaks.
Okay, down to 28 alive, top 8. You've got Petrichor Road on the north side in a compound. AGG slowly making their way in just off to their east. TSM, meanwhile, still holding it down despite that crash, despite almost succumbing to those utility from Valley Tide. They managed to keep 3 alive, but they've got Day Trade breathing down their necks. Falcons, meanwhile, still trying to do something about Kwangdong Freaks.
Falcons finding some kills in this one. That's been a weak point for them so far, and having to line up against Freaks who have just been very frag heavy this. They want everything they find. Gets a good knock on Bean. Evan now, though, he has had such a massive day. He's going to go down as well. Falcons now starting to take control over this firefight, but Human back behind him, making it complicated.
Yeah, Falcons, they have to stop down a little bit here because Snakers, I believe, is on maybe his 28th knock. So he is bleeding out as quickly as possible. So they have to stop down a little bit to try to keep him up. But let's hear what the Falcons have to say.
The close outs guy ran to the bush on orange, I'm pretty sure.
They might be trying to roll.
I'm just getting fucked from across the map, dude.
Just get down.
Big, bro.
Do we have smokes? Can we start smoking and pushing?
Yes,
I'm dropping another smoke for you. Rello?
No, I do not have any.
I have no smoke.
I'm running up and then around.
Where'd the close guy go?
They're orange waypoint.
Guys, I'm full safe on my spot.
He
No, I'm
can't
running
get
up
to
and
you.
around. Just run up and around. Run back to edge zone and then around. And if we just angle them, please.
Yeah, like,
Come, Jake. Come, Jake, now. Do what they're saying. I can't. You might be able to res me in a second. You might be able to res me in a second. Chill.
Oh, we have to be aggressive on this.
Res me.
They're too knocked.
Yeah, res me here, Jake.
Popping on me.
Team another peek.
One more on me. Peek.
Almost straight to that. I'm jump nading
I'm
that.
fine. I'm not knocked.
Yeah, understood.
I'm stunning it.
He's gonna run further northwest.
I need another first aid after this, please.
I'm gonna stay back my tree. I have a
I'm
great off
throwing
angle.
bandaging right now.
You ready?
Yeah, I understand.
Give it to me. I'm just gonna run.
I
and
got
if
my
it-
kill. In front of me still. In front of me.
He's on the far rock.
There's one still anchoring.
He's stunning me, he's gonna
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
me.
I'm holding. He's gonna wrap left though. I can't see
I
left.
can't do anything about it. Top one.
Beautiful.
One
One
or two
more
on my
peeking him,
left. One or two on
Jake.
my left.
I can't see.
Uh,
Right.
He's knocked. Okay.
Jake, res me behind your shield.
I have no first aid.
Yeah,
one
I have
solid,
one.
res
I
rock.
have bandages. Res me behind your shield.
The last one's driving.
Keep going.
Behind you.
Yep, I understand.
Just focus KDF guy.
Yeah, I understand. Getting naded. Need a prone in here.
Instant peek. Here, I gave you my first aid. Instant peek. I can't even get my gun out in time. Valley Tie's not full. They're not a full team.
Yeah, I need to hold it down or player. I need the KDF player.
I'm prone right now.
Salute died. Play zone.
I think that's him.
It might be him.
Was that Sully? Yeah, that's Sully. That's the iron.
Okay, well, watch for
Valley Tie's only like 2 up. Play together.
Road. I'll peek Valley Tie.
2 or 3 man.
We're getting wrapped. We're getting wrapped by all
I think you need to play for Valley Tie.
Latte, you can see over here to the west, holding back Falcons. The other 2 members for Valley Tie, Kiss, Megavos, already playing over into the east, inside the compound. Petrichor Road is flanking in back behind, but there's been a big set of firefights. TSM now trying to make their way into a very defended position where Valley Tie is going to be at, but they have to deal with Day Trade back behind them. Issue is, there's another team in 17 Gaming that's coming in right back behind both of them, trying to swoop in.
And ain't that always just the way? You feel like you finish out a fight, you turn your attention to the other direction, and all of a sudden, there's another guy coming as Ike's left will finish off the Falcons. They will, and Latte will actually go and rejoin his teammates. So, good read by Valley Tie to send that one player out there to try to collect a few kills.
We got 3 different teams just jumping in on top of TSM right now. It's only a matter of time. They too go down. Megavos doesn't have the capabilities to step in. And wow, 17.
Okay,
Finishes
17.
2 squads just like pow pow.
No, he plays for Tiamba.
I know.
I
was hoping you'd pick it up.
Well, 17 now up to 5 kills. Petrichor Road putting another big performance together as they're up to 7, and they have the control over the entire northern side of this map. They still have 4 up. They've still got crates that they can loot as well. Valley Tie just playing it safe right now. They did send Latte out earlier to try to take advantage, but it seems like they realize that they're in the end game. They want to see if these other teams will fight each other, and maybe they can then sneak out and eke out a win.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for Petrichor Road right now.
It's huge.
Everybody around them now down and out. Just a couple of points to creep up against FaZe. Yes, there is a big jump up to them in Sonics, but there's a ton of targets, and 17 Gaming maneuvering down into the south. They're going to have to make a move into the circle, and you can see Petrichor Road has some strong cover points to play from. While Valley Tie still has that as well, it's going to be 17 Gaming as well as AGG's last member in Zest with Neuron nothing to work with.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, from the overhead perspective, it feels like Petrichor Road is in the best position here. Now, it all really depends on what Valley Tie decides to do once they decide to leave this compound as the circle pushes in, because if they take that fight to 17, then Petrichor Road obviously can just jump in, third party that, clean it up. But you also have to worry about that solo player from Zest. That snake in the grass could get involved.
Problem solved.
Never mind.
The issue also is phase number 8, right? This is a really open circle.
14 grenades for Petrichor Road, too.
Yeah, this is, they're going to be coming in very, very strong onto it. So already got vision on what's happening with 17. This is where the attrition war starts happening. You got to make sure that you're burning off armor, helmets, meds, anything that you can get. Make them start burning out ammo, try to get them to go for some shots that they're not going to have the capabilities to hit. Most notably on 17, because these are 2 squads that know how to play against each other very, very well. So once we start getting some information on who's who and who's playing where, we're going to start to see that game knowledge come into play and start counter-moving around each other.
Yeah, Petrichor Road has to be really, really careful here as you see Chewy getting knocked very low. If they take a knock over at that compound, 17 might decide to risk it all and go for that push. But again, they don't have vehicles, it looks like, so anything they decide to do, they can't do it quickly, as it's just going to be long-range battles here. You see Chewy actually going to leave, try to get a position a little bit closer, but 17, yeah, they're just going to foot push it. I think they're reading what's happening in Valley Tie. They're just going to be the beneficiaries.
They don't know. They don't know Chewy's here. They've got nades prepped out. They're running right into the middle of the brush. Right up on top of him. He's trying to creep in, gets some vision, goes for the spray, but it's erratic. He doesn't get it. It's 17 Gaming that pick him off. They're pulling everything on Petrichor Road apart.
The Xiaobei is going to go down as Ike's left has now arrived. The raid boss is here as 7 kills now for Petrichor Road. Ming is down as well. Summer trying to support his teammate as they push through the grass, through the bush, through the leaves. As Valley Tie now, this was their win condition, but Xiao Wu is hiding in the smoke.
trying to play it. Everything's just trying to change the pacing of this game. That's what 17 Gaming wants so bad. As long as it stays hot, heavy, everybody firefighting, Valley Thai has the benefit. Petrichor Road wants to slow it down. They want to get their meds back into a better position as well. So pacing out. Now, Zhao Wu has to deal with the fact that he's got one member of Valley Thai right on top of him. But oh man, Akeslip still has an idea on where he's at.
Oh, some of the positions here for Valley Thai, they actually sent Latte towards the center of the zone, and you can see Megalo still playing prone. Valley Thai just being so passive-aggressive here as Petrichor Road. They have just taken this thing, and they are wanting to take it, the victory, take first place, catch up to Sonics here as they have 10 kills. Xiaowu still just keep recycling the smoke, keep hiding, keep alive as long as possible. Megalos is just sitting there waiting for him to show up, but Ikesleft will find him with a grenade. Of course, who else would it be?
And here comes the duo moving their way up the hillside. They've got a rock to work around. Summer's job is to make sure to hold down Latte. Latte's been popping off for Valley Thai, but can the duo of Ming and Ikesleft do something? And yes, they can. Ming's going to hit the nade. Now, Kiss, where are you at? Petrichor Road taking full control over this one, stepping around. They know everything. Summer's feeding all of this over. It's a 3v1. What are you even going to do, Latte? You've got to fight your way out, and Petrichor Road is storming up the leaderboard.